Well, okay. Well, just monitor those pesky people who like to stir up trouble. We gotta, make sure that we're checking to see if people are naughty or nice in the chat.
Oh, I should get a. Hang on. Oh, wait, we're already live, right? Never mind. Okay.
Why, where are we gonna go?
I was gonna get something to add to the Christmas feeling.
Oh, too late.
Okay.
I mean, you can if you want, while
Okay.
while the room fills, if you want to
While the room fills, I'll
scuttle off.
return
Wow, I'm
shortly.
getting an echo. Who's echoing tonight?
Hold on.
Oh, it's Benjamin. He hasn't turned his YouTube down.
What's different on the tablet? I'm ready now.
Oh, okay. Well, now we have to wait for Liberty to get her
Well, we also need
get
to
her
wait for some
accoutrement.
people to log in.
It's Thursday night. They might be out having eggnog, lighting a tree somewhere. Yeah, with any of the podcast reviews, the tour reviews, I don't even bother to see if anybody's watching. I just go. I'm just like, and go. Oh,
Can you read it?
shocking. Liberty's now wearing a naughty, what is it, a cap or a headband?
It's like an ear warmer, I think.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Well,
yeah.
a green naughty ear warmer.
Yes. I'm here. Hear no evil, naughty liberty.
I am wearing a appropriate Santa Claus hat. Benjamin is wearing a deep burgundy top.
That's right. He's the
I'm
Santa.
I'm still in my dinner clothes, so yeah, no costumes for me.
I'm surprised. Usually you come adorned or unadorned.
This is what happens when you're traveling and you don't have your usual retinue. Although I
I
still have my bourbon, so does that count?
Shocking. You find a way to fit that in your carry-on, don't you?
We need
Mm-hmm.
props.
A little flask. Ben doesn't
It's
go anywhere
called
with that.
second stop. No, it's called second stop at the liquor store.
Oh, I figured you just had like a boot flask or something.
No. Mm-mm.
No.
I'm a classy bitch. I get a whole bottle at the store.
You have a particular brand?
Lately I have been drinking a bourbon called Noble Oak. It's a very
Well,
smoky,
yes,
double oaked.
I don't know it, but I've seen it.
Yeah, it's quite delicious.
Hmm,
Looks
okay.
very refined.
It, yeah. We have a first timer watching tonight. Hi, DML
Ooh.
MDNA.
Oh, yes.
Wait, DNL, MDNA,
Yeah,
DML
DML. Okay.
MDNA. All right,
that's
we got
a
16 people watching. We should kick it off.
that's Doug, by the way. Doug Moldenlock is DML, I believe.
Hello.
Hello, Doug. Yeah, let's kick off. Go, Liberty.
You're listening to MLVC, the Madonna podcast, your place for all things Madonna, Louise, Veronica, Ciccone. Hi, everybody. It's Liberty. Happy
Hey,
holidays.
oh, happy holidays to you too, Liberty. Hello, viewers and listeners and everybody else. It's Ben.
And hey, everybody, it's Stefan, your celebration tour correspondent. And tonight, your little Santa Claus, your secret Santa.
You've been
Uh,
inspired, haven't you?
yeah, I have been. I have been. Tonight, I need you all to turn up because this is not just a show. This is not just a podcast. This is not just a live stream. It's a season finale, bitches. That's my homage to Bob the Drag Queen opening the celebration tour. It's one of
Oh,
my favorite moments of the tour when he screams out, "It's a celebration, bitches." I love it. If you watch the Nothing Really Matters footage that I posted from the podcast on our YouTube channel, you can hear me screaming it along with him because I just love doing it. Um, Gotta love how what can happen in a year because when the year was beginning, I was saying, I'm not sure about Bob the Drag Queen being on this tour. And now I'm just like, I love Bob the Drag Queen. So look how times can change. But yes, that's right. It is our season 5 finale. After producing 61 episodes and one very special girly show anniversary reunion Today marks the close of MLVC's 5th year of podcasting about Madonna, and what a year it has been. I rounded up the troops one last time before we party away for the holidays. Alas, Tony was called off to work and was not able to join us, but he is in our thoughts. So hello, podcast co-host Tony. You're with
Out
us
there.
tonight, out there somewhere in the Madonnaverse.
Yeah.
Nobody break into that song.
No. But how are you, kids? I've been keeping busy with all the tour reviews, and I haven't been able to see your shining, beautiful faces, and I'm happy to see them tonight.
Well, Ben, why don't you tell us how you've been first before I hijack the chat here?
Well, as my co-hosts know, I've not been that great because I took a big fall and have been quite injured and like laid up for weeks. But I'm feeling a lot better, and I have a goal now. I'm going to see the tour in January. I'm very excited.
Nice.
Oh, 2024, I turned 50. And so my friends are trying to make it a whole year of celebration. And so a friend of mine is treating me to the celebration tour in January for my 50th
Oh,
birthday present.
oh, that's
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
lovely.
So we're going to see it, and we're going to have pretty good seats. And yeah, so I have to get better so I can dance for the whole show, which I could
Yeah.
not do currently,
Oh no. Are
but
you
we'll
okay? Are
see.
you feeling better from your
I
fall?
I am off all the painkillers, and I
Oh,
can
that's
move,
good.
and yeah,
Well,
so
so you've picked up your crown, you put it back on your
I
head.
did, and I'm
Exactly.
living for love. Yeah,
Excellent. I'm so happy that you're
yes,
on the mend because being injured, and I know that you're athletic, you like to run and do all those things, so that really is kind of a downer, especially this time
yes.
of year when getting out and, being able to beat some of that seasonal affective stuff that
Mm-hmm.
happens to,
Mm-hmm.
especially because it gets dark earlier, and at least getting the sport part in of your life would probably help a lot with that if you have any issues there. But
Mm-hmm. Oh, but speaking of darkness, happy solstice, winter
that's
solstice. So
Oh
right.
my
first
God, it is
That's
the
right.
shortest day of the year,
shortest
isn't
day
it?
of the year, which normally would make me depressed, but no, because now every day after this, we get 1 extra minute of daylight. So it's yes,
Yes, we do. Hallelujah.
summer's coming, children.
Yeah. Yep.
Although
Okay. Yeah. Summer. You want summer?
that brings with its own challenges. I know. I'm just like, oh, I'm like, I don't know if I want my air conditioning bill again. So
Yeah, we've had delicious like 60 degree weather with sun, maybe like 70s some days. It is absolutely love. This is the only time of year it's good to be in
in
Texas because
Texas,
it is winter and it is tolerable. Otherwise, it
it'll be
is.
nice to be in Texas in
Mm.
April
That's
When
true.
Madonna visits your hallowed state.
Yes, hopefully Austin won't just be so hot.
Mm.
But with her there, no
Yeah, I'm
way to
sure.
know.
Well, and look at you, Liberty. You've got a fresh little haircut going on. If
Yeah,
I didn't
just
know any better, I'd say you're trying to match Madonna in the background of your picture with a little bit of a bob. It's very, you could actually, if you did tighter curls, this is very Madonna express yourself video.
It
sir, I
is.
may have a plan
Oh,
in my
Oh,
in my
she's,
back pocket.
the
So
I see an outfit in our future.
the
things
other
look, I always do things for a reason. Everything that I have is greater purpose. So
You could also pull off that amazing hairdo sheet with this length. You could do the hair from Swept Away, which is the only good thing about that movie, other than the dance sequence,
I
was her
do love her.
hair.
I love her hair. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
this is one of my favorite styles. And in fact, when I went to get it cut, I said, I live in two hair fantasy worlds. One is like long, romantic, a curtain bang, very Bridget Bardot, and the other is Madonna Express Yourself.
Mm.
And she was perplexed because she was about 20 and didn't know what any of those things were. But I showed her some inspo pictures and then I said, "You know what? Let's just go express yourself."
Chop
Like,
it. Chop it.
yeah. And I love this length because it's so
It looks good
much.
on you. You're so versatile.
Yeah,
You can just
that's
do it
me.
all. I mean, before we get into what year Madonna has had, I mean, think about what the hair evolution Liberty's had this year. I mean, she's gone from auburn to dark
That's true.
chocolate. I mean, it's been an array. It's a reinvention year for Liberty, I've got to say.
And look, for me personally, this is all just part of like my sort of simplification of like, style. And I'm looking for the most effortless look that I can. But for whatever reason, I am so cumbersome, like just in my general like demeanor, that it's really hard for me to achieve that
Mm.
simplistic.
And I
Um,
love that you use your body as a palette. I mean,
you
you
know,
just, colors and different
yeah,
lengths and styles. I mean, you always bring it.
it was gonna be a bang or it was gonna be short hair. When you're about to change your life, you gotta change the hair.
There you
So
go. Um,
that's and I would say that that's how I've been lately, is just sort of all over the place in general. To follow up with Ben's, I'm so happy that he's on the mend. Me, mentally, I don't know. I'm just kind of all over the place right
you're
now.
just trying to get through the school year.
Truly, and because I have extraordinary like jealousy that I'm working through about all of the shows that I've not seen with 30 something in, and not a single one of them has been under my belt, while others that I
Liberty, I
while
told
others have
I
seen it.
told you, just tell your kids they have to take a gap year after they graduate from high school and hop on a plane. I
I
mean, that's
know.
what it comes down to, like,
Or just
sorry,
tell them
kids.
they're eating bread and butter for a month.
Here's some ramen. This is what you're having for
We're
breakfast,
having
lunch, and dinner.
People are having to do that without Madonna in the equation.
This is true. This is
Yeah,
true.
So
amen to that. Yeah.
it is not easy these days. But you know what? At the same time, I'm also so happy for everyone who has gotten to go, and for those who've seen it already several times, and for all of the stories that the listeners have shared, that the guests who've taken time to come on after their, you know, dance their little feet off and are extremely tired, and they just share their light, and I love that. I
So
think we're very
Liberty,
fortunate.
here's your silver lining, because I thought about this today, because I was like, I bet you Liberty's gonna mention something about having FOMO of not being able to go to all these shows, because I know you. However, I was gonna say this is perfect that you're not able to go yet, because think of all the wonderful feedback that you're able to listen to about this show to alleviate your fears. Because I know you're very nervous if you don't know what Madonna's doing and you're very concerned. Is it going to be good? Am I going to
Mhm.
enjoy it? Well, Liberty, I can tell you, after have now seen it 4 times, you're going to love it. You're
I
going to
feel
love
like you've
it.
seen it 20 times.
No,
That's
no,
how rabid I have been about like just overall like,
no, no.
no, but
It
why
is.
not me? And so now,
You're
after
going to be fine.
January,
You're going to be
I will
fine.
be the fourth of the show with no shows in my belt. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe, maybe Santa Baby's gonna make a little boop stop at my house and
Exactly.
put
Like
the sable under the tree. You know
it
what I'm
sounds
I
saying?
like
mean,
somebody needs to do some favors for her husband. And
well, I mean, maybe Santa's gonna fall on top of you and grant your wish. Boop.
No, I'm open. I'm ready. You can justify my love.
Wow, that just
Is that an image that you didn't know that
yes,
you
yes.
would get tonight? Well, you are welcome, darling.
I'm picturing you as that dancer when he like went off the chair last night. Just
Oh, all
Look
right.
at his face there in that picture in your
Before
background.
we get there, like, so we could not end our fifth season without one of our favorite segments.
You know she'll take us there.
That's right. Don't just stand there. Let's get to it. It's time for a little This Week in Jaconi. So Madonna is wrapping up her 2023 with probably one of the most talked about moments of the celebration tour so far. Washington, D.C., yours truly got to attend. And boy, let me tell you, the Vogue Ballroom guest did not disappoint. Madonna brought up Santa Claus himself. And just when you think that was going to be enough, poor Santa. I mean, somebody asked me the other day, just like I think it was earlier today, was that planned? Was that staged? No, it was not. That dancer took him by surprise, and I think he was trying to like adjust himself on the chair because she jumped on him. And when I thank God, because so first I snapped that picture that to me is the definitive image of that moment of him and her on stage. Because look how beautiful it is. I mean, it's just perfect. I think my image is better than the one she shared personally. I like, I just, it looks, the fact that they're both holding the tens up, he's smiling, looking, it's
And
amazing.
she's given face
Yeah,
in
she is
yours.
not, and none of it's photoshopped. It
Exactly.
is not photoshopped at all. I am proud of how beautiful she looks and how classic that image is. And yeah, I was patting myself on the back. Let me tell you, I was like, let me tweet this out right now because I want everybody to see this
Yeah.
from me first. But then I started videoing. Thankfully, the segment's long, and so by the time I started videoing, that was when the woman dancer came up to him, and when she and him went down, yes, as you can see behind Ben, Ben has the actual moment when Santa
Oh,
Claus
she's
goes
just like
down
a
on top of her.
puddle.
Madonna's face when because she wasn't paying attention when it happened, and she turns around and you could just see she's like, what is going on here? I think she thought Santa was molesting
Yeah,
her,
because she
and
didn't see the fall, right? Like,
no, she did
or
not. She
probably
was,
didn't even hear it.
yeah.
She just turns around. She's like, "Well,
Oh my God.
this
And
went a direction I was not expecting."
you could hear everyone in the audience just like audibly gasp. Like, and then I didn't see this. I saw it from another angle, but like the other dancers who were like behind me on the middle of the catwalk were just like, oh, like you could see their mouths, their jaws had dropped. It was hysterical. It was so funny. Um, but yeah,
Hope
that
the
was
dancer's okay, right? I guess
yeah,
dancer's okay.
I hope
She
both
got
of
up.
them are okay. Oh, for anyone listening or anyone watching right now, we'd love to have the Santa Claus on our show. Um, I'll do a bonus episode. I know this is our season finale, but if anyone can put me in contact with that Santa Claus between now and next year, we'd love to have him on the show.
TikTok can
So
find anyone these days,
yes,
so
somebody find him for me. Put him. I tried Googling earlier, and I was like, "How the hell am I supposed to find this?" Like,
because
I don't
he's a
even know
really
his
good
name.
one. Like, he's really looks like a great, authentic, jovial Santa, like what you
I,
picture, which has brought me to this sort of question that I have, because regarding whether the special person or the judge is planned. I mean, I wonder if was Santa her choice, or I wonder was this like let's do Santa, or if somebody's in the background like, oh my God, this would be too funny. Put Santa up there. And then she's like, who's this? Like, okay, well, I'll just go with it. I guess
I
no surprises
I
can go
think
that
she
far.
knows in advance
Okay.
who's going to be up there. I don't think it's a surprise, but she's probably. I think that a lot of them are. So, for instance, I've been led to believe that most of them are scheduled well in advance. But if
Okay.
you saw like Kevin Aviance on Monday's DC show, he got called at the last minute and like was scurrying to get there from New York. So
Yeah, that's right.
somebody must have canceled on Monday. Like I bet you there was some sort of scheduling conflict and
Okay.
maybe because that's not it's not a last minute thing. They I know a couple people they've been scheduled way in advance. So
Mhm.
um
I bet
yeah.
it was the Senate twink and he canceled at the last minute.
Oh my God.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Liberty, you know that
Ooh.
the whole chaos that's going on with like there was like some gay sex film that happened in the Senate room
In
and
Amy Klobuchar's, right above Amy Klobuchar's seat. And it turns out the guy that he was with is like some German lobbyist. And it's like this whole
oh yeah, yeah,
story of
it's huge. Like
intrigue.
they
It's
did like they
crazy.
did like a porn in the
Yeah.
Inside.
huh?
Yeah.
I don't know when, I don't know how. Like this is what our tax money is going towards. Like so that people can just scurry off into the Senate room and have sex. Like I don't get it. I don't know.
Well, apparently it was like in a whole private chat, and there's like a whole network of people that work on the Hill that do that kind of stuff and then like have OnlyFans. I'm like, who does this surprise? I mean, who isn't getting screwed in Washington these days? I
Good or
mean,
bad.
right? Like at least it looked like it was good versus what you would expect from politicians. So
Oh,
I'm
I
just
know.
saying.
I realized
Anyway, that's
when
off
I was at
topic.
the show, I leaned over to my friend Sean. I'm like, I wonder if Lady Graham is here.
Oh, she wouldn't be seen in public with that.
Well, she might have been in one of the boxes,
She could have,
incognito. You know, she probably
in
came
her
with
wig,
her little Madonna veil over
her
her. You
Lady
know.
Chablis outfit. I'm sorry, people. I'm going deep tonight. I can't help myself.
Um,
I'm like you, Liberty. That's like such an authentic Santa. I want Stefan to find him and interview him because I'm like, did he even know who that was? Like, how much did they pay him to get him up on stage and like do that? And like, I mean, he clearly is having a great time, and so is she. And like,
he
so
recovered
clearly,
nicely. He recovered nicely. I
yeah.
gotta say, God, well, and God bless the dancer. I was like, honey, help him up. Like, old man has to get up by himself. And then the only thing the dancer does, she's still going. She's still voguing and just tosses the hat to him, just hits him in the face, keeps on going. I was like, I don't know if I respect her work ethic or like she was like just going dancing, this that, tosses the hat up and just keeps on going.
Well, they had to
Um,
keep the show going and meeting their marks. So that
yeah,
because they're on the clock and
yeah.
boss lady is standing there, so they're going to keep working like nothing's changed.
Right.
Like, come on now, it's Mama.
Yeah, but yeah, if somebody can find him, it would be a hoot to be able to talk to him and see
Oh
what
my
his
God, I
experience
want to see
was.
what he looks like out of the Santa outfit.
I know. Well, I
Like
mean, I
by the time you interview him, maybe he's like shaved the beard because it looks
he
real.
yeah, I honestly, when I was seeing him, I'm like, Madonna is part of the Illuminati. She's literally channeled. She's called the Illuminati phone call, the like the phone number, and she's got Santa, the real Santa from the North Pole, has like descended upon DC thanks to
Mhm.
Madonna. You know, like she's magical. She used her Wiccan powers from the Die Another Day number to like summon Santa Claus. Like,
Oh my God, the Tree of Life formation brought Santa.
yes, there you go.
Oh, oh my God, that's too much.
But yeah, oh, and by the way, since I moved and I can now see the podcast watermark that I put on my image, FYI, to anyone out there who had taken my photo and consciously removed the podcast logo and watermark, everyone knows that it's still my photo. Everybody knows the damn truth, people. So you can all erase it in your little Photoshop apps. That's fine, but it's mine. It's my picture. You didn't do it.
Yeah, that's rough. I mean, you took a great shot and you put it out first, and what
Oh,
happened?
and
And
did you see that Saint Hoax
yeah,
posted it?
I saw that.
They reached out to me earlier and they were like, "Can we post your video footage from YouTube?" And I was like, yeah, you can." And they were like, "And we'll credit you." And I'm like, "And thank you." Yeah,
Nice.
I love that they were. It's basically it's had a life of its own out there. And I think Doug, DML, who's on the chat,
Mhm.
he got approached by either Extra or Entertainment Tonight or Access to Hollywood, I forget which, but to use his footage on their program. So
Oh,
good
nice.
for him. Yeah, I think he was quick to the video. That's why I was too slow. He actually
Mhm.
and he was in the the not Sound Factory, the Danceteria pit. So he had the other side, which you could see Madonna a little bit better. Like see how you can't really see her face in Ben's picture from Doug's vantage point. You
I
could see her
see.
face
Mhm.
super clear. So yeah.
Oh, I did see that footage just on Twitter because it was all over Twitter. I'll say this about your photo, Stefan, and Aaron pointed it out earlier, is how well you captured the goatee, the outfit. Like you can
Mhm.
see, because in a lot of the video footage, since she started wearing this version of it, because this is like the second version of this outfit, right? Like they
Right.
kind of
Hmm.
redid it some.
Yeah.
And like you never notice all the details and like the gloves, and you got the light just right to capture like just the all the details in that. It's so like amazing.
Yeah, honestly I was holding I happened to I because I'm tall, I was able to lean over the security fence a little bit and get a straight shot down the catwalk from the pit and I just took a bunch of pictures and I kept waiting because I was like we need Santa smiling, both of them holding the tens. And at the one moment, they both, and then Madonna put her hand up, and I was like, there it is. And I just took it. And I knew as soon as I took it, I was like, That's the image. That's the one. So yeah, it's gonna, you're gonna see it. I'm gonna trot it out every year for Christmas going for the rest of my life.
Oh, you should. I mean, she's giving such good face in that photo.
Oh, she
Like,
looks beautiful.
just,
I mean, she
oh,
does look beautiful in the tour in general, but like, I love that, like, it was just like so, and I was able to take some amazing photos and videos. Like, I was in my glory. I was like, oh my God, this is what life would be like if I was Ricardo. Like, who was there? He was there. Ricardo was, I don't know if his job is literally to just follow her around during the show and take occasional pictures, or if he's watching the show to eventually help
does he watch
participate
it
in.
like this?
I I gotta covering his face. Yeah,
Oh, sorry. I'm being real shady
you
tonight. I can't
are.
help
My
it.
God,
We
it's been
love
a
you,
well. I
Ricardo.
love it. No, he uh I think he's watching it to maybe like work on the tour film or of some sort, like because he was just observing, like he was just watching it from different angles. I was like, that's the ticket that I want. Like, I want his pass because he's just was in the security pits just following her around. And I'm like, the good thing about the Sound Factory pit is you can do that. Like you can sort of like walk around. And it
Oh.
was amazing. Um,
We are
so
being informed in the chat that this is the third version of this dress,
thank
just
you.
for the record.
Thank you for the clarification. We appreciate. Um, yeah, who knows? Maybe they did a new one because she didn't like
Wasn't
the
there
way
one
it
with
was
some
fitting.
blue? Or no, that's the Bitch I'm Madonna outfit that has the blue.
Hmm.
That didn't used to.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's God bless Santa Claus. He definitely has a story for the rest of his life now.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, again, looks like he's having a great time, and
Yeah.
I'm that's exciting. I think
Yeah.
it was such to like initially I was like Santa, that's weird. Like isn't usually, but then I thought, oh, this shows such a playful side to her and what
Hmm.
she, well, a lot of people have been so like kind of weird about the whole like, well, why is it always a famous person and she's always trotting on her famous friends? And this person is not probably famous, although he may work as a Santa. His that could be his whole year. We don't know, but and he looks effective at that job.
Yeah.
Um, but it's not a celebrity, which I think or someone in some obscure art thing that we don't know anything about. It's somebody who, just it's just funny. It's just funny.
And that actually could be the reset button. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
like up until now, I mean, I'm sure LA, it'll be, stars aplenty, Miami, whatnot. But like, who knows what will happen in some of the other cities that she's, going around to visit. And so Santa might be hitting the reset button where we might not get a super celebrity every time
Right.
going forward. But
I bet she's not going to have regular people up there on the stage next to her at this point. It's probably too much. People have gotten so insane in the last 4 or 5 years. And I don't blame her. I
yeah.
wouldn't want some of the crazy people up there with me either. Oh my
Well,
God.
that's so when I was at the DC venue, I got a water because I was dying of thirst in the pit, and they don't give you the water bottle. They pour it into a cup. And I was like, well, it's both
Because of
plastic.
people throwing stuff.
Exactly. They were like, you remember how Cardi B got hit? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, that's why we don't give out water bottles anymore. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, where have we gone? Like, what we can't even like have a water bottle with a cap. We
No.
have to have a lidless plastic cup. And I'm like, well, this is not going to go pretty. Oh, which I I gotta say, another good thing about Sound Factory is I was baptized by Madonna the
Did
other
Did you
she
night.
spit
spit on
on
him?
you?
No, she didn't spit on
You
me.
just threw the water.
She threw the water. Yeah, she spits to the front of the catwalk, and then she douses everybody. And yeah, like my friend Sean and I, we got wet, and I was like, oh, it was because it was warm. Uh, she even mentioned this was I was shocked. So remember how we all know like Madonna likes to keep it warm because of her throat, and you're like dying of heat in the show. She even commented, during one of her moments, oh, it's warm in here. I never say that, but it really is. And I'm like, uh-huh. Like I was dying wearing my
In that
suit.
suit.
Oh my God. I was dying. But when she doused us all with water, I was like, oh, again. Like she could have thrown a bucket of water on me and I would have been happy. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm planning layers because I figure January, especially if it's like really cold, she's gonna have the heat cranked up and then you
Uh-huh.
gotta be ready.
I can only imagine what the people in the upper tiers must have felt like because the heat just going up there, they must have been dying. Um, one of the women in the pit, she had on a tank top, and I was like, "Where did you put your coat?" I didn't bring one. I'm like, "What do you mean? What do you mean you didn't bring your coat?" She's like, "I just came here like that. It was freezing out. It was like 27 degrees in DC on Tuesday." I was like, "Oh, okay. You're hardcore." She's from Staten Island. I was like, "You're made different." Uh, but well, let's talk about the year in Madonna. There were some
Yes.
highs, there were some low lows,
Very low.
and some more highs.
Mm.
Liberty, what's some of your standouts from this year in Madonna?
Oh gosh. We got a couple new songs, right, that she's featured in. So I was excited. I'm still excited about that. And popular has grown on me, children, so please forgive me for my initial response, but that's just the way that it goes when I am like a virgin on a song. I always have, I have to take like some time. I have to process. And it was also, look, it was kind of difficult for me to sort of separate from the show that Weekend created. Um but look, I'm happy that we got a couple new songs. I was happy to
I
see
was going to
Madonna
say
with
Liberty's cover of Popular is coming out next week.
Yes. I love it so much. I did my own version, kids.
Yeah,
So no, and zero
Popular
people would listen.
followed by Miles Away.
What else? That she recovered enough to go on the show,
Yeah,
on the tour.
yeah,
Also, those are some
agreed.
really big moments for me, I think. How about you?
Well, Ben, you go.
Uh oh, are we doing high and low points all together?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, the high point for me is just the tour and that it basically is the biopic as a concert, which totally makes sense. Like, because I did wonder, I'm like, how is she gonna, after the the Taylor Swift and the Beyonce tours that were sort of next level shows, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
Madonna has always pushed tours and the show as the show forward. How was she going to do it? And so eliminating the band
Yeah.
and, turning it into like sort of a one woman show, and it's more like a performance art piece really than a concert. It has concerty parts, but it's also not really a concert when you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's been interesting because like with the Brooklyn shows, all the US publications have started doing reviews of the show finally, after the reviews were mostly only in the European press.
Right, right.
And the Times and the Atlantic and various publications have really talked about how it's almost like not a concert. Um, that it's more like a piece of performance art. So I'm very curious how it's going to be turned into film or,
Mm-hmm.
a movie or whatever it becomes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the low point was the infection because I was just like, I'd already lost my two real life mothers this year. And then I was like, oh my God, is my third mother in life going to die? And I was just like,
Yeah.
I cannot deal with this. So I was very happy that she made it through. I'm not going to say anything about the music because I'm just like, boop, next. Like, I'm ready for the next thing.
Right, and I mean, you could say another like low part is that we've not gotten anything else, even though we know that
Yeah.
things have been on that burner back there. So
Mm-hmm.
if the I guess hope springs eternal as far as Madonna music is concerned, that in the new year, who knows, who
Fingers
knows.
crossed. I'm
I
always
mean,
praying. I'm always praying, like
yeah.
uh well, so I'm gonna intertwine my Year in Madonna with Year in Podcast as well, because in my mind, they all sort of exist in the same plane. So, a couple highlights that I like to remind myself about and remind everyone else about. If we look back, we started off this year being nominated for a Queerty Award.
Yeah,
Although we
that's
did
right.
not win, we lost to Bob the Drag Queen. And hey, Bob's on tour with Madonna, so yeah, if we're gonna lose to somebody, better it be
Right, that's not a bad
Bob
one.
the Drag Queen. So I was ecstatic about that. Um, we got a wonderful catchphrase. I'll see you later at the function,
Mhm.
which thanks to the tour and turned that into some merch. And I love wearing that T-shirt. And they say it in the tour, so it's kind of fun. Um, Obviously, we all know the kerfuffle that happened over Skin when we did our Ray of Light tribute, and now I have a new appreciation for Skin, which is amazing. Something I never thought would happen in life, and here we are. you know um what else did I love about this year that um did get some new Madonna music, which I thought was great. Two very different songs, popular and vulgar. Which, I was thinking, I'm like, oh my God, we need somebody to do like a Santa Madonna. Like, we need like a vulgar version of like Santa and Madonna. You know how it was like Sam and Madonna. Like, we need somebody to do like
Well,
a
that seems like a project for the two of you.
Yeah, and I mean it will work just as beautifully as Christmas Tonight did. So
Yeah. Yeah. So I loved that. And then, I mean, we had our Girly Show 30th anniversary reunion, which was amazing to have and put together and was a lot of work, but I think it was amazing to have all those people back together. I'm still trying to figure out how to put that out in some way, shape, or form, that so that way I'm honoring the people who paid for the tickets. And for those of you who don't know, I don't think I advertised this after, because I was just like, well, it's nobody's business. But 'tis the season to be jolly. And after the Girly Show 30th anniversary reunion, we took that ticket money and donated it to AMFAR, which is the organization that Madonna had usually done all of her benefits towards, for AIDS research. And so we made a really hefty donation. Thanks to everyone who purchased a ticket and was able to join us for that. Hopefully, I'll be able to find a way. I mean, we're the poor little podcast that could. So I don't have money to sort of like pay for a website so that way people can download the thing. But I'll figure it
yeah.
out because it deserves to be seen. But then, yes, of course, we have our highlight, the tour, which is amazing. And we've got some new Madonna looks and some new Madonna moments, which I had always been in love with, like saying, oh, I can't wait to see what she's going to do. Um, and yeah, and I love that it's not over, like I love that she's pausing for a couple weeks and then she'll go on for another couple months.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, so I'm excited. I'm excited to see what will happen with that and what will come in the new year. Because I think, one of the other things that I loved that we got was when she, um, just recently, where was she in Paris or London, where she like had that faux collar, that faux fur collar, or probably real faux collar, and she was like in that little cut little mini dress with the stockings and the boots,
Oh, right.
like the
Rocco's thing,
the
right?
little slouch, yes, the little slouchy Sharpei boots,
Hmm.
and I mean, she looked effing fierce. I was like,
Yes.
"You go, Madonna, looking
She
good."
can still do it when she wants to.
Yeah, like she was turning it out for that, and I was like, I like that we really didn't have many of those type of moments this year, but because she was in rehearsal, and then Pareo, like there we go, and
Yeah.
got that. So um I was in love with that. And then yeah, of course, I think she finished this year off strong with Santa Claus. Like, I don't know how she goes. She just go into hiding for the next 2 weeks, Madonna, until you have to go back on tour, because she can't top that. But what do we think Madonna's doing for Christmas? Do you think she's
Sleeping. She's taking a gummy and she's gonna go to bed.
Yeah.
No, do we think like she's going to the Hamptons? She wouldn't, because doesn't she normally go away like to a
She normally
huge,
goes to Switzerland.
right?
She ain't,
Right.
I bet insurance wise, she can't
No,
do that
there's
this
no way
year.
they'd let her on the Swiss Alps to go skiing. There's no way.
No.
So
She's
yeah,
gonna take a gummy and sleep in her big bed of pillows at her house in the Hamptons.
yeah.
Maybe.
Hey,
Ricardo
that's
gets a whole 2 weeks off to go back to LA and do this.
She may have plans to go home. I mean, home, Michigan home to see her
oh,
dad.
well, so yeah, I was good,
Well,
good,
yeah, isn't
good
there like
news.
talk that he's not
Yes.
doing well?
Silvio, I think she had said at one of the shows in New York that he's not doing well. So
Yeah.
Isn't he
um
like almost 100?
yeah,
He's 97,
yeah,
98,
he's
something like
old.
that.
Um I know I'm concerned for his health. I think that he might not be with us for much longer. So hopefully Madonna will be able to spend some time with him.
Yeah.
That would actually be really great if they were able to do
Yeah.
that.
Especially if she can get all the kids up there. I've
Yeah.
finally been reading the Mary Gabriel book the last couple weeks while I've been laid up and just like learning more about his and Madonna 14's story is like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, okay.
That book, and I'm only halfway through. I have really, I would say that's a high this year for me because
Yeah.
while I feel like I know so much, there have been details in this book where I'm like, I didn't know that. Like, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure I should have known that. Or I feel like I know everything that's in a story. And she's humanized Madonna so much in this book and really shows the grit. I mean,
Hmm.
it's incredible. And just the emotional part, and which is interesting because, of course, having read Christopher's book about life with my sister Madonna, that came out so many years ago now. He's quoted a lot in the book, in
Hmm.
Mary Gabriel's book, and has spoken, I think, with her. It sounds like she interviewed him, but it's not. It's there is no point like where you feel like, oh, this is salacious or it's kind of ugly talk about her, or
Yeah. Oh no,
it
no, no. It's
doesn't
no
feel
the
catty or anything.
Mary's book is very honoring of
Yeah.
Madonna and showcasing her story in a really great way.
I would say if you guys are, not the type to go out and buy a book, at least get it on your library list, put it on your request
Yeah, I was gonna say,
because
yeah, get it from the library, put
Oh,
download the
pro tip,
Kindle.
if you get it as an ebook, it's like a third of the price of the hardcover.
Oh, there
oh,
you
smart.
go.
Okay.
That's
Well,
what I did. I'm
There
I
you
reading it
like
on a
go.
tablet.
I like my hard copy because it was a gift. Again, that was my husband. He was very nice for our anniversary.
Mm,
He got me that book. But we have two anniversaries. That's a whole other story. It's a different podcast. But I got that in October and I'm still only halfway through because I
yeah.
had to pause for a minute to read Brittany's book. But yeah, so it's I've really enjoyed that book. Really, 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 really enjoying it.
Yeah,
So if
it's
you
really
guys
Should
are
good.
thinking about it.
should we take a minute? So I asked the people in the chat to like list some of their highs and lows. I'd
Yes,
like
For
to share
sure.
please.
some of the highlights. One person said one of their Madonna highs is popular redemption from Liberty.
Oh, that is so
Oh,
sweet. Yes, look, and we all grow and learn about how to appreciate things. So I'm very thankful that someone has honored that. I'm growing a little bit, and thank you,
I
thank you
like
so
that you like it, but I still don't like it.
much. It's one of those where you can't help but not like kind of
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
just
I think it's
mm,
a catchy
yeah.
song. It was,
I
I
took
couldn't
it off
believe
my like list in Spotify and I was just like, no.
it was on my one of my top songs from Spotify this year,
Wow.
and I was like, I didn't realize I listened to it that much. So, but
Oh wow.
yeah,
Let's
I quite
see.
like it.
One person said the high for them is how far she's come visually this year since the tour announcement with no eyebrows.
Oh yeah.
The Grammys, a high and a low because she went out there and did her thing and said F you to the haters.
Hmm.
Another person said highlight was her recovery and the amazing return. And then, of course, the low point was the headlines when it was looking dire.
Yeah.
Another person said high point is the joy in her on tour and just how happy she seems, which is so interesting. I was listening to another podcast and they were talking about how disconnected she was and how they felt like she wasn't there. And I'm like, I haven't even seen
On
the
the
show
tour?
yet.
On the tour?
Uh-huh. And I'm like, I haven't even seen it yet, but I've watched enough video to know that's not true. I'm like, I just thought maybe they were high. I don't know. Um, oh, somebody said they have a premonition that 2024 will produce a new album of all original material. Stefan, is that you under a fake account?
Can you imagine? I'm just typing my own chat.
Oh,
I have a
a
ghost
couple
account for
people
the YouTube channel.
a couple people said the girly show reunion was a high point.
Thank
Um,
you.
and then we got some thank yous for donating the money to Amfar.
Oh yeah. I get notifications from them, and they sent me like a holiday card being like, thank you so much for, and I'm like, well, that was a one-time only thing, Amphar. I'm like, I don't have that money laying around. So
I used to give to Amfar every year, but since I've been supporting two the last couple of years, I had to put that on hold. Um, oh, and a couple people have talked about songs that were in the tour being highlights because they didn't expect them, which includes Nothing Really Matters and
Yeah.
mhm.
Bad Girl.
Yeah. Amen. Yeah, I was gonna say just the set list in general is a gift. Some of those arrangements, like Stuart Price returning to the Madonna universe is
Oh,
is
Yeah.
is
let's
a
hope that.
gift.
Oh,
Is a gift.
can
Like
we just
that's
hope and pray? Okay, I'll wait for the next
wait for
segment
that.
before I
Wait
talk
for our
about
last
that.
section. Wait. It's
Yeah, yeah,
coming.
yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
coming. Slow your
I'm
roll,
wait.
Ben. Slow your roll.
Listen.
We're gonna knock you off that chair like Santa Claus.
Don't do that. My
No,
ribs are
no, no.
problematic enough right now.
You drinking soda? Is that soda?
Mm-mm.
No, I was gonna say I didn't
It
think you.
is a pomegranate champagne sparkling water.
Oh, that sounds
It's
very
very delicious.
refreshing.
Yes.
You've moved on from your rum then.
Oh, I don't drink rum. Rum is
It's bourbon,
disgusting. I was
darling.
drinking
Oh,
bourbon.
bourbon. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm just a one drink girl right now.
Well, Ben, as Ben was alluding to, we wanted to also do a little MLVC Christmas wish list. What's something that, like, if Santa was gonna come down your chimney and bring you some Madonna things, and it could be anything Madonna related. What would you hope Santa has in his sack of presents? Liberty?
Well, it's got to be the Sound Factory. Pay it a ticket for Sound Factory somewhere in
Hmm.
there. That or the announcement that there's going to be a documentary film that will do a little bit like what Truth or Dare did with
Hmm.
some other very poignant like just visuals of what we've, just the tour, but also behind and who she is now.
Yeah.
And I loved, you mentioned in a recent show where you talked about with, I guess I think it was with Jordan, about how, wonderful like it would be to have the third, like a third one.
Yeah.
And I totally agree, like it has to be a trifecta because three is a good number, two is not
Hmm.
enough, and three is really good, especially for a career like Madonna's. That, one more just gorgeous documentary where we get an insight into who Madonna is as an artist, as a
Hmm.
person, um her day to day, so to speak, and cut like pit like just peppered in all of the performance that she's wanting to put in the show, like the
Yeah.
performance parts. Those one of those two, Sound
Oh,
Factory or that.
you can have
One of the
multiple.
others.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's a wish list, so you can wish for
Yeah.
as many. Ben, what about you? What's on your Madonna wish list?
I hope the tour extends. That's my big. I hope it goes to South America and other places. I mean, it wraps up in the spring here, so it's unlikely that she would tour south of the equator in their winter time, even though especially in South, it doesn't really get cold per se, but
Yeah.
like I just don't. So maybe she goes back to Europe. I don't know. I mean,
Maybe it's
and
a better time though for like for example, Taylor having been in Brazil during these like extraordinary rains,
and
and that
And
was
the
heat
heat with
waves.
like
yeah, the
people
Yeah,
heat.
passing
yeah.
out and whatnot. Yeah.
Well,
That's kind
that's
of a
just the thing
risk.
with climate change. Who knows when is a good time to do any kind of touring, but
True.
Yeah, I'd like to see it extended and maybe go into the
Mm,
summer. Maybe she goes back to Europe next summer and
stadiums or something,
does
or
stadiums because it's set up. It could easily be done in stadiums. And then I think it's a given that we'll get a quote. I don't think we'll get a documentary. I think it's just going to be a tour film because the show is almost like a documentary of sorts.
mm.
And I don't think she's going to delve into like the behind the scenes of her health crisis or anything like that. It's just unlikely
This is
that
wish list, Ben. We can
Yeah,
wish
but
for
I
I
know.
have
whatever
I
we want.
just no,
such a
I'm
good
saying
idea for that today
it,
because I think she could get dramatic
she
elements of
could,
that.
yeah. I also
And
don't know if I would want to see that. I would almost be like, I don't know if I can watch that. I don't want to see footage of her in the hospital bed or anything like that. It would be too much.
Yeah. I have a feeling it would be like a dramatic reenactment or something where we
right.
just see like slow-mo of like a
Oh, like one of those
black and white
Netflix true crime
black and
reenactment
white footage
shows.
of like an ambulance
Julia Garner's laying
speeding
in the
down the
bed.
road.
She
um
looks up and she's like, "You must love me."
God.
Anyway, well, what else is on my wish list? I want to hear, honestly, I'd love to hear some of those new songs and they can just be new tracks on a whole new greatest hits package that Stewart puts his hands on the way Shep put his hands all over Immaculate.
Mm,
So maybe she can
hmm.
do like another collection, but instead of Immaculate Collection, it's, I don't know, it's something else Mary related, like the Ascension. So it's like, because that's when Mary was taken into heaven without actually having to die or be buried. Her human body was
Mhm.
supposedly ascended into heaven.
Oh.
So maybe she could do a greatest hits thing called The Ascension, and it's all the hits, all of them. They pay for the rights for everything. Even this used to be my playground, and Stewart puts his hands on all of them the way Shep did, and then there's like 6 or 7 new songs because on streaming it can be like 90
Yeah,
tracks and
yeah,
it doesn't
yeah.
matter.
Huh.
So I'm
I don't know,
that's
Ben.
my
This is kind of like a lame, like sad little puny. I mean, you don't want to wish for something bigger?
I think that's pretty big.
I was
That's
being sarcastic.
I
That's like
know,
the biggest. I mean, that's big because
but
I don't know.
but
She
think about
seems
it.
to take a long time sometimes with putting out these, which her team has been actually really good. This year, we've gotten a lot of little like, boom, surprise, Spotify streaming now. Here's
yeah, yeah.
this
That's a
remix
highlight
that's
we
been
all
lost. That's
forgot to
been a great,
list.
awesome thing, right?
Some of
Yeah, a
these
lot of
remixes that
the
we finally
remix
gotten.
EPs that were
Oh,
finally on streaming, like
Yeah.
Up Down Sweet and
Mhm.
Cyber Raga. I mean,
uh,
Oh,
my other
yeah.
wish list is that all the tours are put into 4K HD and show up on Netflix or I don't want them on HBO. That stupid app has become the worst ever. They need to be somewhere where people can like access them on the regular so the children know. See, this is part of the reason why the children don't know that Mother did it all before the current ones that are getting all the
hmm
props. I'm like,
hmm
hold up. Like we saw that 20 years ago in Drown World. Why are you
right,
acting like it's
right,
new?
yeah.
Because they can't see these tours because a lot of them aren't even on DVD. They only exist on a I mean, I still have those VHSs. I found them in my storage unit a couple days ago when I was looking for an old suitcase. And I was like, oh my God, there's my VHS of Drowned World. Like
I have all those
crazy.
too. But I think, what's interesting is you wish for things for everybody. And I am wishing for things for
For
myself.
yourself.
So we have two different outlooks here,
This
which is
is
fine.
true. But
No,
I want the
Ben's a
culture.
giver. He's a giver.
And I want the culture to like it's just interesting that she and Janet in some ways too are like the last of like the big true MTV superstars who like set the tone.
Hmm
And it's interesting that like even Michael and Whitney and George Michael and all of them, Prince, like they get their props in some ways after they die, but it's like the influence, the thread isn't sewn through the seam. And I really that frustrates me because then
Yeah.
I'm like, when we were growing up, we understood that the Beatles did these things and they borrowed it.
That's true.
Kids, go watch that Little Richard documentary on Max because it will make you understand so much more about how popular music works and how it threads through and yada yada
Oh,
anyway.
nice. Oh, all right. I'll check that
I'll
out.
check that
I
out.
haven't seen it
Yeah.
yet.
When oh my God, that documentary is so good. And when you realize, which I already kind of knew this, but it really gets in deep to how much the Rolling Stones and the Beatles ripped off Little Richard. And
Mm,
you're just like, and he calls them out and like, yeah, amazing documentary. Amazing.
nice. All right. There you go. Ben recommendation.
That's enough for me. Yeah.
Well, I'll be selfish as well, Liberty. I want a Celebration Tour t-shirt with a new image of Madonna on it. Even just the cracked out nun look that's in the tour. Like
That's true.
just
That should be a shirt.
just give me
What?
that as a t-shirt,
Why
Madonna.
is she cracked out? Come on now.
Oh,
You got to see all the facial
sorry.
expressions.
The zany nun. All right, I won't say
Zany.
it's not cracked out. So she's just zany. You know, she's just a little. It's just. Uh,
She had
I
a couple Lambruscos at
yes,
the lounge in the convent. That's when they start
yeah.
acting
She had a
like
little bit
that.
too much communion wine,
Mhm.
and now she's frolicking. Um, I yes, as we all know, I mean, I've been saying this all year, or actually, I've probably been saying this since Madam X. I want another Madonna album. So I'm. If this is a Christmas wish list, I don't want just one song. I want 10. I want another Madonna album.
13.
13, fine. Sure. Extended deluxe, but whatever.
That's the
Yeah,
Target edition.
Just the Ray of Light 13,
yeah,
the lucky Kabbalah number.
I want a Sickick track or three. I want the Max Martin track. I want some Stuart Price tracks since she's been with Stuart. Um, maybe another like a Madonna only weekend, a couple of weekend produced tracks because I think they could maybe have some great like magic happen with them. I mean, again, we've her and Arca, her and Katy Perry. I mean, all these people that she's supposedly been in the studio with all year, before the tour. So I want all that. I want it all. I want it now. I don't want to wait. I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of waiting on you. Um, yes, I would love a documentary and a separate tour film. I want both because I think she deserves it. So yeah, I want the trifecta of Truth or Dare. I'm going to tell you a secret, and whatever this third one would be called, and then the Celebration World Tour and Christmas wish list on the tour film. I want the tour film to be filmed exactly like Beyonce's Renaissance film. So the clarity, the opulence and the beauty that they filmed Renaissance, the tour film in, that's how I want Madonna's tour filmed in. I want to be able to, I don't want like overlays and filters and quick cuts and slow-mo. I just want to watch the film. I just want to um, so that's probably my biggest, those are my wish lists for now. I always come up with
For
more.
this
Yeah.
moment.
I
Do
mean,
do we think if she does an album, if William Orbit will circle back around since he's back?
I
He
don't
was
think
so
so.
zany in his comments about the tour.
I think he's I think he's done with her. I think after MDNA, I think they sort of had I
Oh
think
yeah.
he was done with that. And
Professionally finished, but
mhm.
reveres her nevertheless, I think.
Yeah, I mean he still respects her, I believe, but I don't think you'll see them work together again. He does look a little zany lately.
Mm.
Zany's the word of the night, by the way.
Yes, it is.
Once you reach a certain age, you're allowed certain, you know.
Do we want to go to the chat and see what our listeners' Christmas wish lists are for Madonna? If you're listening, what would you
Let's
like?
see here. Actually, I forgot to ask people to put their Christmas. So somebody said Stefan on stage, and then said Madam X shouldn't be on Paramount Plus. Madam X on Blue. Oh, several people said tour program.
Mm. Well, I mean, if I can keep going to some shows, I'll just create my own tour program with my photography because I've
Oh, another wish list was Nikki and Donna on stage. I don't see that
oh, okay.
happening
Oh my God. So thank you for bringing that up.
because aren't they in
So
New
Nikki
York
and
right
Donna, if you
now?
haven't seen, Nikki and Donna are doing 2 nights of like songs and celebration cabaret at a venue in New York. The weekend before Madonna is doing her last night at MSG. And I have said this since I've heard about it, and I will say it again. If they are all in town at the same time and her team does not find a way to get them on stage, now I'm going to say it would be great to just have them on stage in the Vogue ballroom scene. However, we all know the fan service, if she could get up there and sing with them one song, just sing Rain with them. Now, I don't know if her singing with them during the Rain moment of the tour would happen, just because, as we all know, Madonna is highly organized, and that would be a very big disruption of the moment if she was to have all of a sudden random people singing with her during that moment. However, she does sing I Will Survive to acoustic guitar. That is a perfect moment where she could bring them up, maybe not do Rain, but they could do some sort of quiet acoustic moment, because they could very easily bring up two chairs to sit on either side of her, like they do for the Vogue ballroom scene. Like, if they don't have them sing, it is a missed opportunity.
They could come up and sing I'll Remember.
Christmas wish list, people, shoot for the stars.
That would be
Like,
so apropos of that moment to say, we're here now and we'll always remember what we had in the past,
oh, Ben, that
but
is
it's over.
perfect. Okay, perfect. That is,
But I'm putting it into the universe.
there we go. But
It
I'm
was
telling
a
you,
number one adult contemporary hit and went top 10 on the Hot 100. I'm just saying.
yeah.
And it was the first time we heard the because
Hmm.
then we got it in secret and then it was all over,
Yeah, I love when she
Ray of
hums
Light,
in
all the
Oh,
songs.
I
humming.
love a Madonna hum.
I love a Madonna hum. I love that theme song that she did for that show where it was
Wonderland.
Oh,
Arioso or something like that is the
somebody in
song.
the chat already says no, not I'll remember. I mean, it's not my favorite song either, people, but
It
it's
would
for
be,
the moment.
yeah. Well, I was gonna say it's not like she's not gonna bring them up to sing acoustic Rain and then sing Rain
Yeah. And
later
I
in the
bet she's
show.
not going the staging where she stages Rain, there's not even room for them. So they even the Stewart can change the music with the push of a button.
Yeah.
But the
Well, no,
acoustic makes
she could
sense.
in the middle catwalk where she ends Rain, they could come up from the little platform of that area. Um, but yeah, I mean, I forget who I was talking to about this. I mean, they could be in just the just black robes, because if they're going to be outfitted, so that way they're not like, just put them in the holiday black robes and they'll still fit right
Yeah.
in.
I
Like,
think a one off in the acoustic is better. Like a
yeah.
song they just sing it that one time and it's
Yes,
done.
exactly. Like, it can't be a normal part of the show. It has to be something special for them. I mean,
Yeah.
or
They could also come up and do like a slightly slowed down, just sitting there singing Express Yourself.
I mean, hey, shoot for the stars. I do know that our friend Jess Rothschild, who has done the Fire Island podcast, and she Hot Takes and Deep Dives podcast, she is the one who, her and her friend Ben Rimalow, they are the ones that have orchestrated the Nikki and Donna concert.
Oh,
So
cool.
Jess and I were talking, and we were like, yeah, this has to happen. Like, her and them on stage has to happen. It's just too the kismet of them being in town at the same time. So watch this space. I have a feeling something might what that's going to be a very watched show that night at MSG after they perform. So here's
Yeah, but
hoping.
wasn't there, I mean, and I know that Madonna hasn't ever worked with Kylie, but there was this whole like,
Oh, that was
oh,
bullshit.
Kylie's in
Somebody was
town.
just starting that rumor. I hate when
Oh, I
people
thought
start
she was
rumors like
there,
that.
like she was
No.
in in London or something. That
I
was a
maybe
rumor.
she was. I don't know, but yeah,
No,
like whoever
Kylie's doing her show in Vegas right now,
Yeah, I know,
isn't
but for
she?
whatever reason, they had
somebody
alleged
was
that
saying
she
that.
was in
Yeah, I know.
London that same night
I
that
I've had friends who've gone to see the Kylie show in Vegas and they're like, "Oh, it's fun." I'm like, oh, "Okay, you enjoy that." Oh,
You
oh
know what?
shit, I just said that
I
out
was gonna
loud.
say people are gonna come. They're gonna come for
get
you.
away
I
Like, yeah,
love
now.
that's
Kylie. Just I don't want to see her live.
um moving on. So wish list, Nikki and Donna and Madonna would be a wonderful present to all
Yeah.
the fans. I think that would be, I mean, I'd love to see a bunch of other people from Madonna's past joining her on stage in the US, like Carrie Ann Inaba, like some of the girly show dancers or the Blonde Ambition dancers, like it would just be fun to see her reunited with people from her past. And maybe that's part of the celebration tour. I mean, it hasn't, because some of the people who have been Vogue judges have not been necessarily people from her past. But like, I love that Debbie Mazar's been up there. Even Charlie Hunnam. I mean, Charlie Hunnam did an interview on a radio show, and he
Yeah, I
was
saw
saying
that.
how nervous he is. He's like, yeah, you can put me up on stage with her, but he's like, hopefully there will be somebody to carry me off, because I'm going to be very, very like shell shocked and nervous. Which he was. So
Yeah, that was a
he
funny.
was right.
Oh, somebody just put in the chat that maybe Nile Rodgers will be like a Vogue judge. I would like to see
Oh, I could
that.
see that. Yeah, that would be fun. Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
it'd be
because she has to have Jose up at least, like he's one of the original
oh.
ballroom. So I feel like Jose and Luis, I mean, if there's not an opportunity, that
Well,
is real missed
she's going to
opportunity.
Palm Springs,
Yeah,
and
for that's where Luis is, right?
yeah,
Jose's in New York though.
yeah, and all around, but like yeah, Luis lives and works in Palm Springs. So if
Yeah.
he's not the Vogue ballroom guest for Palm Springs,
Well, who
something's not
knows
right.
what the scheduling is like for this stuff
Right.
too. I
I
mean, you got
mean,
to take that into consideration. These people are all like busy and jet setting.
Yeah.
They're not like the rest of us who are just like, oh, let's sit here and talk about it
Just
on the podcast.
waiting
we
around.
just
You
wax
know,
poetic about all
we're
the stuff
sitting
we
here
want.
like, oh, I hope I can get Sound Factory tickets, and they're making a phone call and like getting them like that without having to
Yeah,
pay. So
I know.
Yeah.
Um,
life is different.
yes, when you're on in the Madonna universe, it certainly
Mm,
is.
what else? What else? What other wish list things? Surely that's not everything we can think of.
Well, I mean, look, those are the big ticket items for me. I mean, what I love, okay, I'd love to be Christmas wish list. They make me the official tour correspondent, and I get to tour with Madonna for the rest of the year, interviewing fans live in person and people from the tour. I mean, that would be a great Christmas wish list.
Oh, there
Yeah.
you go. That's aiming big.
Yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't want to go to every show. That
Well,
seems
it'd be
exhausting.
different. It's different if you're working it, I think,
Yeah, he's
because
not doing
it's
it as like he's doing it as a job, right? Not as like the fan,
That's
with
true. You could sleep in every day till like 1.
no, well, yeah. Oh, I'd be up late after the show
I was gonna
editing
say you
and
never
like
sleep because you've got to be up
on call with
after.
Madonna. Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I can't imagine that life. I would
It
like
wouldn't be
to
easy. I'd probably be
try
sleep
it.
deprived. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
but you'd
okay.
have to be
I'm I'm
a
still
very
sort of
special type of
I'm
person.
still sort of young.
Yeah, not like Ben, who's gonna be old next year.
No.
Whatever.
And
Yeah,
they,
no, you're gonna have such an. I mean, look, if somebody's giving you a Madonna ticket for your 50th birthday, I want it to be my 50th birthday, and I want your friends.
hmm Treat
No,
yourself,
there.
Liberty. I'm telling you, just treat yourself. When's the next time she's gonna go on tour?
I know, and
You know?
it's
Like
just
buy
it's
that.
the winter tour stuff. It really
I
like,
know. Just
mm, just.
all right.
mm.
Well, then
I need a different job.
have your FOMO. I mean,
I need to be like this and like
naughty.
yeah,
You're,
and get like an OnlyFans. I'm pretty sure if I had that, then I would be able to
oh God,
uh
Mama
afford
L.
all of the shows
She,
because I would have so many subscribers.
I'll tell you what, OnlyFans, that just sounds like another job.
yeah, right.
Yeah, it becomes that for sure.
Yeah,
I already
takes.
have two. I don't need another one. Ay, ay, ay.
I, um.
Hey, that should be our Christmas wish to win the Powerball.
Yeah, please, one
Oh,
of
is
you.
it big?
I don't know. I'm just
Uh,
saying we could win it and then go to every show. Just all quit our
then
jobs
we
and
wouldn't
just
have
go
to
to every
work. Yeah,
and
exactly.
just go to every show. Get up
We
every day at 2 p.m. and have like a yeah.
I could just have the podcast be my full-time job because I'm living off the Powerball. I mean, just
You can be down the pit. I'm gonna be up there with a seat because I don't want to stand the whole time. I'm gonna have a
let me
seat.
tell you, it was so amazing. So I said this Sean and I when we did our review right after the show. Um, it was so refreshing to be in the pit and have it be so open and empty. Like not empty, but like there was maybe 35 people in the pit. Whereas
Oh
like
wow.
the Golden Triangle, we were crushed by people in
Golden
that.
Triangle was like it
It
was like
was
an orgy with your
it was
clothes on. Like that was
packed. Like it was
ridiculous.
packed. The pits are not that way. Like there was a moment where I was up against the thing, the security fence, and when Nothing Really Matters start, I was like, I'm gonna watch this from the middle of the pit. And then I just walked into the middle of the pit and watched. And then I was able to dance. Like I'm obsessed with the choreography for the Chic tribute. I want your love. And I was able to do that in the middle of the pit because there was no one around me. It was and you could move from side to side, and it was awesome. Like it was honestly, if you're on the fence about buying a pit ticket, just buy it and just do
For
it.
me.
Like for Liberty, yeah. Buy the pit ticket for Liberty.
I just don't know if I want to stand the whole time. See,
I brought Advil and popped the Advil after the DJ ended, so that way by the time she came on, I didn't realize my lower back was hurting.
yeah.
I am a size Sound Factory, if anybody is interested, for Christmas. And
Well, I was gonna say you could, a Christmas wish list. I would love to have a Blonde Ambition bomber that actually fits me right.
it's a little longer, yeah.
A longer version, a more athletic, slim fit than I
Oh
mean, because
wait,
it's
did I
like
tell you that my my motherfucker tee, the one from the
Drown
Website.
Drowned
World.
World
Yeah,
tour
yeah.
came? I got a large. It doesn't even fit over my shoulders. It's so tiny. It's maybe like
Was it
this
like it's
long.
like a sleeve? Like you could just
It's
put it
not
on your
even
arm?
because Aaron was like, "Oh, it's like a woman's tank top." I'm like, "This is an infant's tank top. Like it couldn't even come over my shoulders." I was like, "I just paid $70 for this nonsense. Like what?"
Did you return it?
No, because I'm just like, it's so absurd. I almost want to keep it as like this bizarre memento. I
That's
just, yeah, it's totally weird.
well, that's what you get for drunk shopping, Ben.
I was really intoxicated when I bought that, but whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe if one of my friends has another kid, I'll just be like, here, it's a dress.
It's for your little motherfucker.
It's for your little motherfucker that I'm never gonna babysit.
Oh man. Um, all right, well,
Oh, they're offering to start a fund for you in the chat,
Oh, y'all
Liberty.
don't have to do that.
oh, that's
That is so cute.
sweet.
But then
I
someone did
have
say you should
tickets.
post some post some feet pics on your OnlyFans and make that cash.
Oh my gosh, I have two different size feet. I bet I make billions. I'd
I'm
be
sure your
so rich.
sons are gonna love this.
Yeah, see? Okay, look. My sons, if
Speaking
you're
of
listening to
sons,
this,
tell your sons to go mow some lawns or rake some sand. I don't know what they
I
have in Texas,
know.
and get some money for you to,
Yeah.
like,
No,
come
but
on.
it's, I mean, look, I have tickets and I should be happy. This is the thing is that, because of social media, you see other people doing it and you're like,
Hmm.
I am so left out of
I
the real
know.
world.
It
But the
is weird to be on
reality,
the tail end of the tour.
it is weird because I've never
Especially a
been
Liberty
there.
also because we were meant to be at the first one.
I know.
I think that's why it stings even more
It's so hard.
is yeah, and trust me, I know because when she opened in London and we weren't there and I just was like, damn it. We were meant to be for that. Like, that's why I had the elaborate suit made because it was
Yeah,
like it was going to be a big deal and then the whole thing got changed and I mean, I'm happy that she's healthy and she's up and she's doing this tour and she's
sure.
performing. But yeah, it stung. It stung
Yeah.
having our hearts set on that. And I was like, well, that teaches us a lesson not to do it
Yeah.
again. You know?
Well, yes and no, because I think I would still opt to do it the way we did it, where we felt like we had, our ducks in a row, so to speak, to
Yeah.
be able to be refunded. Because
Yeah.
I think there were just so many people who don't take those precautions, and it's important that nothing in life is certain, so you
Yeah.
have to make sure that you
Yeah.
just protect yourself in that
It's
way. In
yeah,
that way,
it's true. It's
don't
true.
be silly. Put a rubber on your wallet,
Your
okay?
Willie. Hmm.
Um,
I've seen most of the shows toward the end of the tour, and I think the tour is always better because they find their rhythm and they're
yeah,
Mhm.
in it and they're just having fun.
Yeah.
So I
I'm
think
telling you, by the time she gets to you all, it's it's already like seeing it in Paris last month, seeing it now, like the audiences have been better. They're having much more fun. I just think things are gonna be
Awesome.
even more amazing for you because they're just going to be it's going to be a well-oiled machine.
I just keep
Yeah.
harping on the I need a sound. It's because I didn't get Pitt for any of
But
those
see,
shows that
Liberty,
I
I don't
do
know if
have it
Pitt would be a
for.
good idea for you because it's the stages are so high and you're kind of
I'm five
you're
three
height
on a good
challenged
day.
and
I know, but it's the sensation because you don't look being close to Madonna, and it doesn't even matter. It's a different feeling from watching the
nothing really
show.
matters,
But
you know.
nothing really matters. Love is all that we need.
But you're not going to be able to put your hand on her skin. So
And
Oh, she is reaching out to people now. I
I
did
what?
saw
not
that.
I did not see her doing that in Paris or any of the like but she reached out and grabbed hands with 3 people. I was like I was just surprised it was anybody. I'm like
Mhm.
this is new. So I think she's getting more comfortable now. So
Yeah.
she's literally reaching out and touching people and yeah,
By
yeah.
the time I'm front row in Austin,
There you
she's
go.
gonna be like, "Hey,
Liberty.
come hang out.
Come
Let's
on up.
party."
Come on up. Sing
Yeah, and I'll
with
be like,
me.
"Hey, Madonna."
Sing Angel with me.
Yeah.
Yep. See? Christmas wish list. Christmas wish list.
Okay, so yeah, my wish list now includes an opportunity to
Duet
get
with
on stage
Madonna.
and
Yep.
sing with Madonna. So she can like turn around and yell at me like she yelled to Donna that time. Why aren't you singing? But our voices blend so well together that it's just seamless.
There you go. Yep.
Uh, uh, uh.
Mm.
Mhm.
Um, well, everybody, I think that's our show for tonight.
Yeah.
As I mentioned,
And for the year.
it's our season finale. We're going to take a little small break for the holiday, and then we'll be back in 2024 for season 6. Unbelievable.
Wow.
I cannot believe I can say that. I never would have thought I'd be doing a Madonna podcast for as long as this show has been on. Ben, Liberty, do you have any parting words for the end of season 5, Liberty?
My parting words would just be for the listeners. Thank you so much for just continuing to contribute, to listen, to make it a happy and safe community for everybody. For reaching out to me here and there and liking my stuff and liking my pictures. And I get to meet actually a listener tomorrow, and I'm pretty
Oh,
excited
yes,
about
you were
that.
meeting Nick. Oh,
I'm
that's
meeting
yeah.
Nick. And so I'm just very thankful for this. And thank you, Stefan, for keeping me part of the host family because um there have been a lot of times I think over the year where I keep thinking like, should I just like stop social media or
Mm.
because every day is just like a new why did I open this app thing, but
Yeah.
um without the continued feeling of being a part of a bigger Madonna community, I think I might have already left
Mm.
the socials, but um I appreciate you and I appreciate all the listeners. Both of you, Ben, I appreciate you too for your warmth and for your humor. And I'm looking forward to 2024. And Tony, I love you
And
too,
Tony.
Tony.
Ben, what about you?
Bless yourselves and genuflect. That's all I've got to say.
I love you gotta love a concise poet.
Yeah, he's so much better with words than I am.
They cut like a knife, cut into my life. I always want to hear Ben's words.
No, I know you
Um,
do.
On a personal note, it has been an absolute delight to celebrate Madonna with all of you. Producing this show, as you know, is not my full-time job and it requires a lot of work. But I enjoy the community so much that we have, and it's a lot of fun to get together and to talk about Madonna. I love my co-hosts, Liberty, Ben, Tony. We miss you.
Tony.
I love our listeners, and I'm so happy that we can come together in every nation and pay tribute to a woman who inspires us to be creative and push boundaries and send love and light into the universe. I look forward to whatever adventures Madonna will bring to us in 2024. And with that, remember, everybody, you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Threads at MLVC Podcast. If you'd like to donate to the show, we're on Venmo at MLVC Podcast. And if you have not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, click that subscribe button so you never miss a video. I'm posting 4K video that I've shot at the Celebration Tour. It's gorgeous and amazing. If you've not watched the erotica clip that I posted, I am actually able to travel with her in the pit, and it's quite good considering I'm holding an iPhone amongst a sea of people. And it's good. It's so check it out. But yeah, we're also going to be going live with listeners from around the world in 2024 who have seen the celebration tour, doing reviews. So make sure you tick that button, hit subscribe. Until next year, everybody, make sure you get into the groove. Thanks for being here. We love you all. And I don't know, we're going to dance our way out
Keep
until,
it together,
I want
kids. Keep
your
it
yeah.
love,
together.
I want, oh, it's so good.
your love.
Um,
It's
yeah,
so good.
it is. All right, keep singing Liberty while I take us out.
Holiday celebration, come together in every nation. Holiday
Freedom.
celebration, come together in every nation.